right, and still speaking on economic challenges, we head to the south of the continent where police in Malawi's capital, Lilongwe, have been fighting running battles with protesters who are calling for the removal of President Lazarus Chakwera and are calling for fresh presidential elections to be held. According to the media reports, they accuse the president of not dealing with the high cost of living, but a high court is reported to have issued an order banning the protest that human rights campaigners have organized.
President Chakwera, a preacher-turned politician, won power in 2020, promising to clear the rubble of corruption. Local media outlets have been tweeting chaotic scenes of protesters barricading roads with rocks in the capital city. All right, we can see the videos here of the protests going on in Malawi, and this is a very uncomfortable situation to stare at, an uncomfortable reality.
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably said it a few days ago, that there's definitely something that has happened across, African countries in the last few years with regards to, the seeming global recession, the effects of COVID on the economies of these countries. And so it feels like a lot of people have lost patience with governance, lost patience with their governments also. The economic hardships, have also pushed a lot of people to the edge. In Nigeria, we're talking about bakers going on strike. Lecturers have been on strike for months. The economy is in shambles. These people haven't earned for so long. And there are a lot of people who, have really just reached their breaking points. They're talking about fertilizer over there. In Nigeria and, of course, other countries, remember that there's been conversations about increase in petrol price. And so these protests will, seem to continue to spring up every now and then in different African countries because people are tired.
Absolutely.
People are tired, and I'm not sure if, President Chakwera's removal will be the answer that they truly seek because he came into power just 2 years ago.
Because I was going to ask, is 2 years enough to undo the damage that had been done?
It's maybe not, but I think people can also tell, citizens can also tell, if there is any light, at the end of their tunnel, seeing the performance of a president. It may not necessarily be an instant effect, and an instant change. But if you see that, a president or a government seems to know what it's doing, or seems to be putting things in the right direction, you will be patient enough with them. Right. And so it depends on what the people in that country can see or what they can feel from their presidency and from their government to let them understand whether there is something to hope for or not.
I mean, there have been reports that inflation has exceeded 23% in Lilongwe, and as regards the ongoing protests, we hear that there have been arrests made, that the police have arrested over 40 protesters, and that tear gas has been fired. We hope that peace and calm is restored in Malawi. But